Hare Krishna. Dhanevad Pranam to all Japa leads. A warm welcome to morning's Japa session and short Bhagavatam class on behalf of all my leaders. Today's verse is from Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 17th chapter, sloka number 8. Chapter name is Punishment and Reward of Kali. So let's start with short Kirtan. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopijan Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopijan Vallabha Girivardhari यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जयो राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जयो राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जयो राधा माधव राधे जयो राधा माधव राधे जयो गांधर्विक गिरिधारी गौररी नित्य गौर हरि बोल नित्य गौर Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Now let's move on to the sloka. Today's verse is Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 17th chapter, sloka number 8. न जातु कौरवेन्द्राणां दोर्दण्ड परिरम्बिते भूतले अनुपत्यन्त्यस्मिन् विनते परिणामसु च word to word meaning not jatu at the time Kauravendranam of the kings in the Kuru dynasty, Dordanda, strength of arms, Parirambite, protected by, Bhutale, on the surface of the earth, Anupatanti, grieving, Asmin, up till now, Vina, save and expect, Te, you, Parinanam, of the living being, Saucha, tears in the eyes. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation goes like this. Now for the first time in the kingdom, well protected by the arms of the kings of the Kuru dynasty, I see you grieving with tears in your eyes. Up till now, no one on earth has ever shed tears because of the royal negligence. Purport. The protection of the living, the protection of the lives of both the human beings and the animals is the first and foremost duty of the government. Please note this point. A government must not discriminate in such principles. It is simply horrible for a pure-hearted soul to see organized animals killing by the state in the age of Kali. Maharaj Parikshit was lamenting for the tears in the eyes of the bull, and he was astonished to see such an unpredicted thing in his good kingdom. Men and animals were equally protected as far as life was concerned. That is the way in God's kingdom. That's it. Hare Krishna. Om Ajnana Tirminandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Priksha Bhutali Srimad Jayapataka Swami Tinam Vinamacharya Padaya Nityakutpadayani Gaurakata Dhamdayana Gargarama Tarini Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Priksha Bhutali Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tinam Namaste Saraswati Vegavravani Pracharini Nirvisheshunyavadi Pashyanti Desatarini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shadvaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Hare Krishna. Once again, warm welcome to short Bhagavatam class. So in this verse, we can see that what is the duty of a government. A duty of government is to protect all living beings, including animals. So here we need to note the point. Here it is specifically mentioned that protection of life is mentioned here. So government's primary duty is to protect all the living entity without any discrimination. But in the present situation in Bhagavatam, what is happening? We can see that bull is crying. We have seen in the previous verses that cow is lamenting without a cough, and king lamenting, seeing the situation. So this is the scenario. So Maharaj Parikshit is a great king, and he is showing deep distress, seeing animals suffering in this verse. So please note, this is the very first time a bull is shedding tears. We need to note down this point. So it's the very first time that the bull is shedding tears. Now just imagine kingdom which Parikshit Maharaj was ruling. That you can see that they're not only humans, even animals were not shedding tears. So that nicely the king was taking care of the prajas. So seeing this particular situation where bull is crying, seeing this, Maharaj Parikshit is shocked. So in this verse, you can see it is mentioned that in the first two lines, Najatu Kauravendranam Durdanda Parirambite, which means that not only in the kingdom of this dynasty, that is Kuru dynasty, but whoever ruled in this dynasty, never it happened that because of their negligence, any of the praja is putting tear on this earth. Why? Because they were so powerful that prajas were taken care of them. Prajas were taken care. Okay. So, whenever we see this situation, for the very first time, Parikshit Maharaj is seeing this, that the praja is putting tears, crying. Like who should be under the shelter of Parikshit Maharaj. So he is just putting the blame on, Parikshit Maharaj is putting blame on himself. So what is he thinking? He is not seeing present situation. If you see, if some mistake happens, we'll start blaming on others. We'll start pointing out on others. But here, Parikshit Maharaj is so compassionate that he is just putting the blame on himself, telling that might be there is some mistake in my ruling. That is the reason my praja. So please note here, he is including the animals also as praja. So my praja is putting tears today. So that is a compassion showed by Maharaj Parikshit here. So here Parikshit Maharaj, as I told, he is thinking the same way. So now we can see here Parikshit Maharaj, how much responsibility he is taking. He is taking responsibility of how a praja is suffering because of his negligence. This is the quality of a Raja Rishi. Only Raja Rishis can think like this. So whatever is happening, they never blame on others, or they never put any other person in between, but rather they just accept it. They just accept it, telling that because of my fault, all these things are happening to the prajas. So in our situation, as I told you, what happens? It is vice versa, right? So this is how a devotee acts. We need to note here, Parikshit Maharaj is also a devotee. So here he is acting. So how he is showing compassion in the same way a devotee acts. Devotees always takes the responsibilities, and even if there is any mistake also, they don't let it go for others. They just take it for themselves. Okay. So here I would like to tell one of the Prabhupada pastimes. One of the devotee asks Prabhupada, how is Kali Yuga? How will be the Kali Yuga in future? So at that time, Prabhupada answers, telling that Kali Yuga in future, it will be like, I will eat you and you will eat me. So that kind of situation will be coming henceforth. So, but for a pure devotee soul, pure-hearted soul, it's very difficult to see animals suffering or killing. Or if anyone is in pain, a pure devotee cannot digest this. Best example is our Srila Prabhupada. So voluntarily, what happens, Prabhupada? Voluntarily, he accepts all the pains and he goes to Pashyanta to preach. So Prabhupada tells that preaching is, non-preaching is also violence. Please note this point, non-preaching is also violence. Why? Because animals are being killed, which means Dharma's one pillar of compassion or daya is been killed there. We should show daya, compassion to living entities by preaching. In this Kali Yuga, the only way to show the compassion is to preach and get the fallen souls out of this Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi. So we have seen many devotees showing compassion by preaching, and we have seen many lives getting transformed. Why to take about others? We can take our own examples. If our leaders were not showing compassion, today we were not sitting in this position and reading Bhagavatam or discussing about Bhagavatam today. It's all because of the compassion showed by our leaders. Okay. And like this only we can see in Srimad Bhagavatam, you can see many examples, like many devotees examples who show compassion towards the fallen souls. So if we take Prahlad Maharaj is a very best example. Even Kunti Maharani is a best example for us to know how a devotee should be there and what is compassion, to understand the word compassion. So in Prahlad Maharaj, when Lord Narsimhadev appears, Narsimhadev asks Prahlad, what do you want? So Prahlad Maharaj says, he just joins his hands and he prays, telling that, oh Lord, I'm very happy hearing and singing about your glories, but when I see others' pain, Vimudas, that is, when I see others who are not connected to your lotus feet, I feel it is very painful for me. So I don't want to go alone to your kingdom, but I want to take everyone. So this is the quality of a Vaishnava. Vaishnava, he notices others' pains. This is a Vaishnava mercy and compassion about others. So that is the highest quality of a Vaishnava. Same we can see in Chaitanya Charitamrita also. A devotee Vasudeva Datta, he prays to Lord Chaitanya, oh my dear Lord, you give me all sinful reactions of all the living entities which are there, who are there in this world. So that you can take all the people to your spiritual abode. So see, taking sin of one particular person is only so difficult. So many problems we need to face. But here, Vaishnava, like Vasudeva Datta, is so compassionate about other fallen souls that he is ready to accept the sinful reactions of the people, whoever prajas, whoever is there in this world. So for this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives a wonderful answer. He tells that you are speaking about one universe, but this one universe is like a mustard seed out of a bag full of mustards. So how many sins can he take? Right, the conversation continues like this. If you get a chance, please read this particular Vasudeva Datta's prayers to Lord Chaitanya. It's really very nice. Here also we can see that how devotees show compassion towards the fallen souls. If we see in Bhagavatam, there are many pastimes, as I told you. Like Narada Muni pastimes, in many of the chapters, Narada Muni comes and delivers the fallen souls. So in one of the pastimes, you can see that when Narada Muni was walking in the forest path, he sees half-killed animals were fallen. And like Narada Muni get fully compassionate, and he starts to inquire who is responsible for this, and he finds out that it is a hunter named like Mrugari. So he will just go to Mrugari and he will just tell, like, why don't you chant Hare Krishna? So Mrugari answers, okay, I will chant Hare Krishna, but who will take care of my family? This is the only source of survival, and this is the only Vidya which I know, through which I can take care of my family. Then Narada Maharshi, he convinces Mrugari to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. I will tell you, see, one just Lavamatra Sadhu Sangha. can change a person's life. He can change a very worst person to a devotee. So here, Mrugari, he accepts Narada Maharshi's request, and he and his wife starts chanting. So what happened when they start chanting? They are fully happy, and whatever is required for their survival, the praja started getting. Even whoever came to visit this Mrugari and his wife, they we have a practice, right? Whenever we go to visit someone's house, we carry at least a fruit in our hand. So, like that only, whoever went to visit this Mughari and his wife, there were many people who were carrying gifts for them. And so on. So, like after a period of time, it was so much that not only they could survive their family, but also they could prepare the prasadam and distribute it to the prajas. So that merciful with the just a fraction of Lavamatra Sadhu Sangha, Mrugari got transferred into a devotee. And Krishna is so merciful, he took care of the devotee. So that is the compassion showed by a Vaishnava. So one more pastime I would like to share here from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto. We can see Prachimbar pastime. So Prachimbar was a very sinful person, and he was doing sacrifices, and he used to kill lot of animals only for his sense enjoyment. But Narada Maharshi, he appears there also, and he tells like, you are killing the animals now, but please remember they will be waiting for you to kill you. Again, we can see Narada Maharshi's compassion there. So here we can see, like this, we can see so many saintly peoples and Vaishnavas getting compassion towards the living entities, towards the fallen souls. Not only here in Srimad Bhagavatam, we can see many pastimes where Vaishnavas show compassion towards the living entities. This is Vaishnavas. So they voluntarily accept and take this one, what is that? Authority to make others comfortable. So not only this, in Srimad Bhagavatam 8th canto also we can see that Samudra Mantana time. What happens during that process while churning the ocean, the first item which comes out of the ocean is hala hala, means poison. So when that comes out, all the devatas and the dhanavas and everyone were shocked seeing that hala hala, because it is poison. Anyone who consumes it will die. So at that time, voluntarily, Lord Shiva comes forward and he accepts that what's that hala hala, that poison. So this is here you can see why did Lord Shiva do that? He did that for the sake of living entities. So this is the quality of a Vaishnava, showing compassion towards the fallen souls. So we can see this is not only in Srimad Bhagavatam or Srimad Bhagavad Gita or Chaitanya Charitamrita, we can see it in our present day's lives also. Similarly, we can see our Srila Prabhupada. Okay, when Srila Prabhupada was in Vrindavan, he was aged. He was aged person, and he could not, he could have, if he would have thought, he would have been at Radha Damodar temple, and he would have been there only. Then no one were stopping him for being there. But he didn't do that, only to fulfill his guru, like his guru's words. For that, what he did, he went at the age of 70s, he left India and he took self-austerity and went to America, accepting so many challenges, and with little cash only, he just went. On the way, do you think it was easy? No, it was very difficult. He had 2 heart attacks. And no one there, like now in the present days, if any sannyasis or maharajs comes, we just treat them like a devata only. We just put garland, we just welcome them, we just give a good feast and everything. But in those days when Prabhupada reached America, there were no one to greet him like that. So no one were there to take care completely. So just to spread consciousness, Prabhupada took that one step to go to Pashyanta. There also he had lot of struggles which he had to undergo. So people there did not know who is saint, who is sadhu, or why this person came, nothing. So here you can see Prabhupada's mercy, compassion, that he changed, he peace to happy. So this is a Vaishnava, a devotee, voluntarily sacrificing everything for the sake of others to liberate the fallen souls. So in the present day's life also, you can see, in present also, we can see a live example who is a treasure of compassion, who is none other than our dear Guru Maharaj. His Grace Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj. He is so compassionate. Wherever he goes, he asks people to chant. So recently I was listening to one lecture where Guru Maharaj, he didn't take the treatment until unless the nurse who came to treat chanted Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So Guru Maharaj made sure that whomever he meets, a non-devotee, he used to transfer them at least he used to make them to chant. He used to ask his servants to give a japamala to them. So that is compassion. He never left a nurse or doctor or a hair hostess or a co-passenger, anyone he met, he used to ask them, request them to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. The present situation of Guru Maharaj is so worst. Even in that worst condition, if it's an ordinary person, he used just sleep on a bed and think, oh God, what is this? So many problems are there. But no, a pure devotee enjoys that pain and still he makes sure that he spreads Krishna Prema with everyone. So like this, we many senior devotees, they have set an example for us. So many times Prabhupada pastimes, if you see, many times Prabhupada was shedding tears. When devotees asked, he used to tell that I'm not able to deliver many people. I'm not able to show Krishna Prema to many people. So once Prabhupada was walking in the park and he sees an old man coming out of the club. So immediately devotees could find that Prabhupada's eyes were filled with tears. When devotees asked, then Prabhupada told, see, this person is aged person, but still his sense gratification of having sex is not gone. He's acting like a monkey. So what type of Kali Yuga is this? So that is a compassion showed by a devotee or a Vaishnava. Another pastime, we can see that in the morning walk when Prabhupada was walking, what happened? A person every day used to come out of the car and he used to stand and seeing his face, everyone could make out that he is in some problem. He is in depression. So many times Prabhupada used to see that person coming out of the car and sitting simply or standing simply in the park. So Prabhupada just puts a step forward and he just tells, good morning. That's it. The person in the front, he felt so happy and he just goes back, and from the next day, he was not seen in the park. We can see that in this Kali Yuga, even a person is very busy in himself. He doesn't have time to speak with another person also. But Prabhupada's one simple step made that person happy, and I think he would have been very happy after that. So if you see, there is another pastime when Prabhupada was walking in the park. What happened? One half-mad person. He was mentally ill. That person, he comes and touches Prabhupada's feet. So Prabhupada tells, Prabhupada, he accepted, but the disciples who were behind Prabhupada, what happened? They started pushing him. Prabhupada tells, no, don't do like this. But devotees, they take Prabhupada to the temple. But after some time, after his walkings and everything, Prabhupada, when he reaches the temple, Prabhupada and his disciples saw the same mentally retarded person, like half-ill person, mentally ill person, standing at the temple. There also, Prabhupada disciples starts to push them, but Prabhupada tells, no, don't do that. Let him come inside. Gradually, listening to the kirtan and lectures, chanting and everything, that half-ill person also, he just started chanting. He started wearing dhoti kurta, and as per his capacity, he started practicing the devotional service. That is the mercy or the compassion showed by the Vaishnava. So here, not only that, if we see Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur also, in one of his devotee left the Krishna conscious movement, and many of his disciples went and tried to speak to that devotee, but whatever happens, he was not ready to take up Krishna consciousness again. But what happened when the devotees came back and saw Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was weeping? There was tears filled in his eyes. When devotees asked, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur told, I'm feeling very compassionate towards this fallen soul that I'm not able, and I'm feeling very bad that I'm not able to deliver that fallen soul. So how unfortunate person I am. I'm how like he was feeling very bad at that situation. So that is the quality. So many acharyas and saintly people are very sad about the people who are far from Krishna. So similarly, we follow the same parapara of Srila Prabhupada. We should have the compassion towards others. Definitely, we don't have that quality. Particularly if you take about me, I don't have really that compassion. But this can be developed through distribution of books. In Russia, there is an incident which happened. A butcher, he was butchering, he was famous in that place and he used to kill many animals. That was his profession. He's a butcher. But what happens during packing or something, he finds a piece of paper, bit of paper. So by chance, his eyes goes there and he just glances on the verse there and he finds it's very interesting. So after that, he started searching for another bit of paper. Just imagine a piece of paper and that half only is gone. And half he started searching and he got that. When he read that, he found it very interesting that he came out and he searched for that book and at last he got that book. So when he was reading that book, it transformed him so much that he closed his shop and he became a devotee and he is a Muslim. So just imagine Prabhupada's books are so powerful that it can change a sinful person also to a devotee. And this is all possible because of the compassion of a Vaishnava. So coming back to the sloka, we can see here the living entity is shedding tear because King Parikshit is thinking that it is the negligence of the royal kingdom there. So this is how a king feels here. So we can see what will be the discussion between the Parikshit Maharaj and the bull in the next verses. So here I would like to thank Mathurapati Prabhu and Parabhakti Mataji for giving me such a wonderful opportunity to speak about the compassion. And I would like to thank all the senior Vaishnavas. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, and Patta Pavan Guru Maharaj ki jai. Nitya Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.